Hello, my name is Ben McCauley and I'm with Eberly Design, and today we're going to be going over how to set up a MMU2-16LE monitor for an ATSI test. There's three steps we're going to be covering here. One is setting up the monitor itself for the test, also setting the tester to test the monitor, and then we're going to go over the results of the test. So with that, let's go ahead and set up the monitor.
All right, so what we're going to do is set this up to test. So we're going to go to Menu, Setting and Views, Configuration, move down until you see ATSI Test. Click on that, hit Move and Select, and you're ready to go.
Now that we have the monitor ready, we're going to go ahead and start the software for the ATSI test. So of course, this is it right here. We're going to double click, bring up the menu, and what we want to do is set up the menu or the monitor information. Manufacturer, the model. Here you go ahead and you look up your serial number. In this case, it's going to take me a second to grab it, but we'll put the serial number in here. Right below it is the device ID. That's a number that you guys can put in for yourself. So some agencies have their own unique ID number for the monitor. So that's where you can put here. And it's hexadecimal, or I'm sorry, it's numbers or letters. So you can put whatever you want in here. And in this case, I'm just going to put city number. And then down here on notes, a lot of times when I bring a monitor out of an intersection, I usually put in the notes the last intersection it was in. So in this case, I'm putting last intersection, which is First and Main. Once I do that, I hit OK. And now we're going to set up the tester. Here, if you notice, it's already got the certification. We're going to do the typical certification test for a NEMA TS2. We're using a 16 channel MMU2 with flashing yellow arrow. Or you can just do 16. So this is where you can change it, and then uh, run optional test. You can do that. I like to name the test. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and rename this and call it City of Bob, and say this is the test that we at the City of Bob do. And at that point, as I said, I'd like to have it so that way you can have different, if you have different tests, you can give it different names. I'm going to go ahead and save it and hit and show you that you can see these are the tests that are optional that you can add to the certification. Some of these you might, when you do that, especially the flashing yellow arrows, you're going to have to modify the controller, but on just this certification, it's going to be the basic setting that you have. The other thing you want to make sure is on the program card that it's a blank or empty card. Here I'm just showing you that with the settings you can set up where you're going to put the report after you're done. Here I just have it defaulted to go to the PCMT directory in my computer. If you ever need information, and here if you notice my unit's not connected. So that's always good to check too, is to make sure that the monitor is connected to the test unit. So here we go again, and here it shows you. So if you ever have to ATSI ask you what your version of your software is, you can show it here. Here you can also open reports from this software, and here they also have the user manual about the software. So if you want to see what version you have, you can do that, and also the user manual. So if you want more information about the ATSI test itself, you can bring it right up from this software. Now I would like to show you our how-to sheet. So this is also in the webinar download software or download files. And this is just step-by-step in written form on exactly what we're doing right now with the video. So you have that to look at too. So once we do that, we're going to go ahead and hit the test. And at this point, I'm going to let it run a little bit, but then I'm going, oh, here, if you notice, we need to calibrate our unit. So usually that takes about 2 to 3 minutes before it allow you to, not even that, to go ahead and do the test. So there is a time where it forces you to wait to do the test. Here we go. We're going to make sure we power cycle everything. I also at this time on the monitor like to push and hold the reset for 5 to 6 seconds just to make sure that the monitor is good to go. And here we go. So it's going to go through the test. This will probably take about 30 to 45 minutes depending on all the different settings and exactly what it tests. So at this point I'm going to let it run a little bit and then I'm going to just skip to the end, because I don't think you need to watch it go through all 45 minutes of just going through step by step. So here we're going to go ahead and jump right to the last step that will be performed, which is the yellow red interface test. And there's channel 15, channel 16, and then we're done. If you notice, it says it passed everything. If it failed, it would have let you know that. At this time, it says the test is completed with no failures. If you hit OK, it powers off the monitor. Uh, right now, you're going to want to save it. So go ahead and hit OK. And right now, you go ahead and say yes. And then you're going to put it in the directory, and it shows you here. And it will default with the date and time, but I usually also like to put more information if it's necessary. And at that point, it's saving it. Now, occasionally there's the long form and the short form, and here I'm just saving it in the short form. If it asks you twice, it's just letting you know that there's two different forms. And in the test itself, you can actually say you just want the short form to keep on record. And with that, we'll go ahead and talk about the report itself. We'll look at it.